The January 6th committee has decided to move forward with criminal contempt charges against two former Donald Trump advisors. You have Dan Scavino, who of course was the deputy chief of staff for communications, and Peter Navarro, who was one of Donald Trump's trade advisors. The committee will meet on Monday to vote in committee whether or not to move forward with contempt. And then, of course, it would go to the full House of Representatives to vote on whether or not to go forward with criminal contempt charges. And then, of course, they send them over to the DOJ where they will die. Not Scavino and Navarro. No, I mean the criminal contempt charges would die at the DOJ. Because it was, December 14th, I believe it was, that they voted to hold Mark Meadows, Donald Trump's former chief of staff, in contempt. And it is now March 25th. March 25th. And Meadows has not been arrested because the DOJ is just not doing anything. You've been sitting on criminal charges for Donald Trump's former chief of staff for over 3 months, and you haven't arrested the man. You went after Steve Bannon. Of course, you waited a very long time before you did that. And then, of course, you kind of let him set the terms about when his, trial was going to be. But Mark Meadows, now you haven't touched. You just said, yeah, we did the one guy. That was a lot of work. I guess we don't have to do the others. And now the January 6th committee is going to send you 2 more, most likely. So what are you going to do with those? You just wait until where you can get, a bunch of criminal contempt charges piled up and then you go arrest everybody at once? What is the ultimate play here by the United States Department of Justice run by Attorney General Merrick Garland? I want answers for this. I absolutely want answers for this. Because again, every now and then Merrick Garland comes out, throws us a bone, says, hey, just to let everybody know, we're not going to shy away from any kind of political prosecutions. And it makes everybody feel good for a few days until we remember that, wait a minute, you are already shying away from the political prosecutions that you're supposed to be carrying out. It's a farce. The United States Department of Justice, under Merrick Garland, and of course pretty much under every attorney general for at least the last 20 years, if not longer, is a complete joke. It's a joke. They don't do what they should do. They don't do what they're supposed to do. They let corporations get away with all sorts of crimes. They go and they hammer the little guy all the time. And then when it comes time, when they actually have the ability to do something that matters, they fall down on the job every single time. And that is what we're seeing with Merrick Garland. So I applaud the committee for moving forward, right, with the contempt charges. They should do that. They absolutely should. These people should be held accountable. The problem is the committee doesn't have the authority to enforce the criminal charges. That lies with the DOJ, who of course is doing nothing. So at the very least, if Merrick Garland could appoint a special prosecutor, we would avoid all these problems because the special prosecutor would, in fact, have the authority to execute these contempt charges. The House committee does not. That's just one of many reasons why a special prosecutor is needed. But in order to have that, Merrick Garland would actually have to do something, and we know damn well that's never going to happen. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, don't forget to like, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe to our Ring of Fire channel here.